आओ भैया।
Hi guys, Anish here. I just got the Audi TT RS steering map flashed on my car from Saad Quick Shift Performance. The steering is absolutely, so a lot of people who would have driven Laura TSI know how stiff the steering is. This is absolutely next level. It's totally buttery smooth. The response is absolutely ballistic. Just at slow speeds and the steering beautifully corrects itself on track.
So how's the feedback on the steering, and what's the difference between the stock and the
Oh, it's night and day, I would say. Can't even compare it, because the low speed stiffness in the stock steering map is significantly higher. You definitely feel as if you're driving a hydraulic steering which doesn't have a EPS motor or a EPS signal, whereas this thing is, is just about the ideal setup that Skoda should have given from the factory. It almost feels as if you're driving a Hyundai at the low speeds. It greatly improves the checkability of the car in urban city traffic if you want to cut through the traffic, and the steering is also holding really good on its own. And it weighs up with speed, it still retains that German sure-footedness.
So would you prefer it for a daily use or only the hardcore weekends?
Oh, it's for daily use, I would say. City driving, taken to the next level. It's quite a breeze.
So coming to the platform, so it's a Skoda TSI, correct?
Yeah.
So what mods have been done on this car?
So this is running a APR K04 turbo kit with ATEC intercooler, all stage 3 accommodating parts. Recently it went through a full engine rebuild as well, with Gen 3 piston rings to fully eradicate oil consumption. It also has 4 sleeves. So the sleeves on the stock engine, they are known to expand once you go stage 3, and that is primary reason for aggravated oil consumption. So that is also taken care of.
Okay, so on figures, how much is it making the HP and the torque?
So that is quite a, I would say, debatable topic, because it's been to a lot of dynos. So the best we were able to extract was 425 HP and about 538 Nm on APR 98 RON with kind of like XP100 and race fuel. So that was quite a staggering figure for us. So even we were in for quite a surprise, considering most of the APR 98 RONs make around 360-370 HP. but still, that was lot of tameable power, I would say. It used to put down power really well, and it did not break the clutch or the dual mass unit. So a lot of R&D has gone into that particular tune. It has torque limiting in its first and second gear. The draggy of this car that we have achieved is about 100 to 200 in about 12 seconds. Although we haven't tried after making all the changes to the engine, and we had a leaky mass airflow, leaky PCB when we had tested the setup. So I think we should be able to get it down to late 10s with couple of enhancements to the master slave cylinder. Basically, this has a clutch delay valve that kind of reduces the overall shift timing from third to fourth. So even if you execute a lightning fast shift, you are losing a second.
Delay in the shifting.
Yeah, delay in the shifting. Also, it needs a short shifter. That should improve the overall timing.
So the question, like,
Yeah.
how much does it do in 0 to 100?
0 to 100 is a little pointless on these setups because it's on stock clutch. It's on. This is with the boost leak. With the boost leak sorted, it would have shot 200 in a jiffy. I have achieved 5.7 on GTEC, which is a GPS-based standard equipment device. More or less the same I've been able to achieve it on Draghi. So the 1 feet rollout was about 5.7 seconds. Consistently, I would say it is a 6-second car if someone were to drive it because of wheel spins and stock clutch not able to hold all the torque. So with a spec 3 or a spec 5, you can definitely do it in sub 4 seconds. That's doable. But for a high HP front wheel drive, 100 to 200, 200 to 250 is ideal. 200 to 250 is done in about 13.5 seconds. So that is including the clutch delay valve shift. So basically, Draghi underrates the digital speedo by 6 kph. So if you are at 255, 256 on the digital, you are officially 250 on the Draghi. So that requires an upshift on these engines. So you are almost at the limit of redline in fifth. So I think with the clutch delay valve and a nice pull in sixth, I would still say this is a under 14 second 200 to 250 car. On the GPS, it's done about 280 on the GPS, which is about 289 on the cluster. Although the cluster only reached till about 280, so it's a very legit 280 kph machine on the streets.
Okay, so what are the next plans for this platform?
For this platform, I think I am at the very end of power figures. So maybe the only thing that's left is to go all-wheel drive. That would help with all the initial launches and improving the quarter mile. Although that's not the agenda for this car. Although it's always been high speeds and the Autobahn style of cruising, while retaining mechanical purity and manual transmission.
Okay. So basically, where this idea came out for the Skoda Laura.
Yeah. So this is actually a very well-renowned platform. There's been a lot of R&D done by various companies like APR, eTuners. You have eTuners Motorsport. Likewise, you have Revo. I think the initial mods was started off by Beats in Kerala. They had done a lot of cars. But majority of them were using a JPS hybrid turbo, which has more turbo lag. But I think the APR engineering has been designed to give you a very stupendous power delivery, and it gives you that raw aggression feel that I haven't seen in the other tunes. Although there are a lot of really good tunes from eTuners as well as Revo. They have really withstood global competitions, and they have set tremendous figures. For example, the GTI, the Golf R, which comes with the all-wheel drive from factory. So on the APR K04s, they have done flat 12 seconds, 12.2, 12.3 back in the day. I'm talking about 2012, 2013. So this platform is quite well tested. It's just that the Indian engines, the CDAA, they are notorious for drinking oil. So I'm not sure why Skoda decided to plunk them in the Indian market. So that turned out to be quite troublesome. Also, these engines have timing, tensioner, design failures that needs addressing. With the stage 3, since the boost pressure is so high, your oil pressure naturally is going out of control, so your engine is lubricating at an aggravated level, so your oil cooler and most of the other stuff. Let's see if we are able to clear the speed breaker. Yeah, it's on lowering springs. Yeah, so a lot of things needs to be addressed in the stock form. For example, I would definitely urge you to change your oil rings before going stage 3, because the first thing that you're going to see is massive oil consumption once you go stage 3. And the PCB is something that simply cannot hold the stage 3 boost, so it's better you get a catch can. Although a lot of people have biased opinions, but it's better not to have oil coming out of your turbo pipe frequently, so oil catch can is more ideal. On a monthly basis you can just drain the oil from the catch can. So great alternative is to plonk a used Golfar engine. I think it has the code of ZZA. I think that is more bulletproof for a 400 HP setup.
So coming back to the steering now,
Yeah.
so how does it feel now? Like
definitely there's a night and day difference, I would say, in the steering map. The overall stiffness, because having driven this car over 10 years, I can definitely vouch for it, because post the upsize to 17 inch, the steering in general had gotten stiff. So right now I can feel it is super light. This car is super chuckable, and you can confidently maneuver and shift lanes. So definitely I think it makes changes to a lot of parameters like the yoke sensor, and the overall EPS is more sensitive as well. How the sensor calibration happens, how the steering angle is adjusted, I think it has been done very professionally.
would you recommend it to someone who uses a Skoda for a daily?
Absolutely, every Laura owner should get this done, because they have that stock steering map, so you are not going to enjoy driving it in city. Maneuvering it, especially parking it, is going to be a walk in the park with the steering map.
Correct. That was great talking to you. So hopefully we'll see you again.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
तो मेरी भी फाड़ दे रही होनी।